Now move on to our first discussions today. In a series of chilling developments in Anambra State, Mrs. Esther Chinyere Onyekesi, Anambra State Woman Leader of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, has lost her only son, Onyekachi Martins Onyekesi, aka Fish Magnet, to suspected assassins. In a separate development, the police in Anambra State have arrested a suspect, Somtochukwu Nwafor, in connection with the murder and mutilation of a pregnant nurse's body in Anambra State. Also, of course, items suspected to be human body parts were recovered at a native doctor's, shrine. Spokesperson for the police command, SP Tochukwu Nwafor, confirmed the arrest and recovery of human parts at the shrine. Now, this crime was committed in Ogbunike, Anambra State. To react to this, we are joined by FOSAD, which has strongly condemned it. FOSAD is a forum of Southeast academic doctors. We're joined now by its president, Dr. Uzo Ngolade. Dr. Ngolade, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, but I'm the Secretary General.
All right, Secretary General. Secretary General, I beg your pardon. I'm sure we'll update that. Yes, please, our producers will update that to Secretary General. That was a quick promotion from me. But who knows, one day you might just be the president, right?
Well, that would be fine.
It's actually quite ironic because initially I wrote Secretary General and I said, no, Dr. Ngolade could know he has to be the president. And I changed it to president just yesterday. But, well, we'll correct that. Apologies for that mix-up. Secretary General, Forum of Southeast Academic Doctors. Thank you once again for joining us this morning.
You're welcome. Good morning, viewers.
It's great that you also happen to be an indigene of Anambra State. And I would like you to first and foremost react. Give us your holistic reaction to the chain of chilling developments in Anambra State. Many of them gory, connected to kidnapping, killing. I mean, what's your reaction being an indigene of Anambra State?
Well, it's so sad. It's so sad that I'm from Ihiala in Anambra State. And in the last 3.5 years, I've not been able to visit my village because of the insecurity in Anambra State. And let me first of all use this opportunity to condole and commiserate with the family of Onyekachi Onyekesi, aka Fish Magnet, the young entrepreneur who just lost his life to the hands of kidnappers. I mean, it's a very terrible loss to the family. I commiserate with them and I sympathize with them and I ask them to take heart. And in the same vein, all other Anambra indigenes in the last 3.5 years of Governor Soludo's administration who have lost their lives, loved ones missing. In Ihiala, my village in Ihiala is almost awful. We have lost a lot of our Umunna. Majority of them are missing. In the last 2 years, we've not seen them. So we are short. Most of the houses in my village now is abandoned like a war-torn zone because nobody wants to visit home and get kidnapped or lose your life. So the problem in Anambra State is hydra-headed, and I can tell you that the government has failed colossally in tackling the security issues in the states. The first duty of any government is the welfare and security of lives and properties. And I can tell you that Governor Soludo have failed in that aspect. Just look at this latest one, the guy that died. It was a very painful loss. I told you yesterday that while I was writing the press statement to send to media, the press statement by FOSAD, tears were swelling up in my eyes because this is a young man who has rejected Yahoo fraud, as we say it. This is a young man that has also rejected the crime and criminality, armed robbery, rituals and all whatnot that most of the people in Anambra State are known for, and has focused on fish farming, becoming an entrepreneur, employing a lot of people. This guy I always follow him on TikTok. He's always on TikTok teaching young people how to go into fish hatchery, fish marketing and all whatnot. And he was very passionate about it. You can see some of the videos where he's carrying the fish on his head. to show you that this is what he intends to do, this is what he has dedicated his life to, and everybody knows him on social media. And on the 27th of July, some hoodlums just came to his house, kidnapped him, shot him in the leg. And even when they have paid their ransom, the guy just lost his life. They brutally murdered him. It's a terrible issue. And yesterday, I was surprised when the governor's wife was celebrating his 55th birthday. And I thought she would have used that sober moment to pay a visit to this boy's family. I know that boy should not be more than anything 30 years. His life has been cut short. I thought she would use that opportunity to even address it or post it on her social media handle and commiserate with the family. But no, they went about on a jamboree. And most of those flatterers, that flatter people in government keep celebrating her birthday without, it's very insensitive for people in government to not show empathy and sympathy for what is going on in Anambra State. It's a very terrible situation, I must tell you. And I want to also point out here that last year we conducted a pool. We did a research, carried out a research on the insecurity in Southeast region as a whole, Southeast geopolitical zone. And Anambra State came tops as the most terrorized state in the Southeast. And we put up everything, we sent it to the media. Until now, the governor has not done anything. He's making some efforts, but efforts is not enough. We want results. Like I told you before, I've not visited my village in the last 3.5 years because of crime and criminality, because of fear for my life. And that is what is going on. But you see these government officials, people in power, they are nonchalant. They do not care about the security of the people. Why? Their children are not in the States. Majority of them don't have their children. They have their children are either outside the country or in the other parts of the country. So they don't really care. It doesn't affect them in any way. And in any case, whenever most of them are coming back to Anambra State, they come back with security, a retinue of security agents for protection. And I can tell you that last year, December, there's one billionaire from Ehala, who came back to bury the mother. And he also came back with such policemen, armed policemen, mobile policemen, named them. The vigilante was there. What happened? The hoodlums still came. Government still came. Killed him, killed the brother, shot a lot of people. This is what we are seeing in Anambra State. So I'm telling you now that the buck stops at the table of the governor, who has not really impressed the people who voted for him, voted him into power. He has not really done much to protect them. What we are seeing is making efforts, homeland security, putting up committees. That has not solved the problem of insecurity in Anambra State. And today, we are just focused on the November governorship election that is coming up.
Right.
Without doing a kind of appraisal.
Dr. Ngoladi, let me quickly come in there, and it's great that we're really, going down on this. Now, I have two questions for you. First one is, seeing as this was the son, and such a tragic incident of the APGA women leader in the state, do you see this attack as being politically motivated? And I also like to add something to what you said earlier. Yes, during the first lady's birthday, it would have been a great idea for her to even pay a visit. Regardless of political affiliation, that would have been a great way to commiserate and, of course, show that there's that kind of care and sensitivity towards the plight of that woman right now that is currently grieving the death of her son. Now, on a second note, there's some people that would be seeing this, perhaps, that will be wondering, is it only Anambra State that these incidents are happening? Why is AFIA TV focusing on what's happening in Anambra State, as if this is not also the case elsewhere? How would you respond to that? Are we putting Anambra in a bad light by this broadcast, or is it a unique situation that should be handled the way it's currently being handled?
Oh no, we are not putting Anambra in a bad light. It's my state. Why would I want to put Anambra in a bad light? What we are saying is that the cases of terrorism, kidnapping, ritual murders is higher in Anambra State when compared to other states in the southeast, because we are focusing on the southeast, and we carried out a coup. And Anambra State came tops. I won't want to review the number of people that have died or that have been kidnapped or that are missing, or communities that have been sacked by terrorists within these 3.5 years. So let's put this into proper perspective. We are trying to, find a solution to the problem, and we are also, letting the government know that this insecurity in Anambra State has gotten out of hand, and they need to do something about it. They need to invite the federal government to come in and help. I think that would be a good idea. So there are so many. The issue in Anambra State is hydra-headed. You were talking about the APGA woman leader that lost the son, Ife Sinachi. I commiserate with her. I feel her pain. But, we can't tell where this is coming from, whether it's political or whether it's his fellow businessmen. Because, in Anambra State, we have this get-rich-quick syndrome. And because of this get-rich-quick syndrome, where everybody wants to get, can you be TK? Can you oppress? That is going on in Anambra State. You can't really tell where it's coming from, whether it's from the court activities or ritualists or just kidnappers who wanted money, or don't to be in, because you can see that his business is quite booming. So I'm coming from that angle that this is a boy that has not, according to records, he has not been involved in any crime and criminality, though the mother is a politician. He's not even involved in politics. Because you know what it means to be a fisherman, to have a fish pond? You see those fish they carry on their hands and display on social media. You know that the kind of smell that comes from fish is very offensive. As I'm talking to you, I can't even be a fish farmer. But I encourage people to go into agriculture. We're encouraging the young people to go into agriculture, go into poultry farming, fish farming, snail farming, so that they can be self-sustainable, they can be self-reliant, they can make money from it and not go into crime. But today, look at the boy that is at the forefront of doing that, an entrepreneur, employing a lot of young boys, keeping them busy. His life has been slowed out. So that is an indication that it is not safe for businesses to operate.
Sorry, Dr. Ngolade, just want a quick breather. And when we return, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. The Morning Show returns in just a second. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're still watching the AFIA Morning Show. Of course, we're still discussing developments in Anambra State following two chilling recent occurrences. Oji, please go ahead with your question. Dr. Ngolade is still on standby.
Okay, Dr. Ngolade, let's talk about the security architecture of Anambra State. Governor Soludo, which he launched as his chief security officer of Anambra State. But I'll pose this question to you. You're from Ihala, you're from Anambra State, and yes, you still have relations and all that living in Anambra State. But from information, intel you've been getting, are these security outfits, which was launched by Governor Soludo, living up to expectation, or there are gaps?
Oh, thank you very much for that question. The question is the answer is very obvious. It's not working. Because if it's working by now, there would have been a remarkable change in the security of Anambra State. It's really not working from Oka to Onisha to Kulobia to Ihiala. Just mention it. People are losing their lives every day. People are being kidnapped. So he has tried his best to rejig the security architecture of Anambra State, and it's not working. So if you need to bring in the federal government, as a matter of fact, somebody suggested a state of emergency, something that has been taking place consistently. People are missing. People are being kidnapped. So I don't think the governor has been able to, put the security of Anambra State under control. And that is why majority of Anambrarians are advocating that come November, during the governorship election, that another candidate should be given the opportunity. Because this is not about individual now. The governor Soludo has tried his best, but his best is not good enough. It's not good enough for the people. So let's try another individual, and let's also, query these governorship candidates, what they intend to do, and hold them accountable. Our public office holders should be held accountable. We are tired of this flattery. They are flattering and pampering them. If you go to all the platforms of Anambra State, you will see the government appointees or former appointees. You will see them just flattering the government. And one day I asked one of them, can you visit, well, this particular person is from Ihiala. I said, can you just visit Ihiala without security, without policemen? Just visit first and go back safe. Then we will know that your governor is trying his best. So we are here to speak truth to power. That is one point. The second point is that I noticed that the governors in the Southeast have virtually ignored the Forum of Southeast Academic Doctors, forgetting that all over the world, history has proved that when there is a situation that defies logic, that is that is a kind of a problem, that the solution most times is profiled by academics all over the world. I can give you an example. In South Africa, ending apartheid and drafting the constitution was carried out by legal scholars and scientists, and they did their best. And what is the impact? A peaceful transition to democracy and the establishment of a strong constitutional institutions. Let's take it to the United States. During the Manhattan Project, the World War II, the situation then was the development of nuclear weapons during the World War II. And scientists and scholars, academics, they were pulled together. They worked with the US government to solve complex problems. I'll give you another example. In India, during the Green Revolution, it was agricultural scientists and scholars. They were the ones that made India to be able to achieve food sufficiency and ended that issue. I give you the last one. These are many, but let me give you the fourth one. Of recent, Rwanda, post-genocide reconstruction from 1994 till date. The situation was about rebuilding the nation after the 1994 genocide. It was the Rwandan scholars, both at home and the diaspora, the intellectuals, like Professor Paul Kagame and his advisors. They were the ones who were able to make Rwanda become one of the fastest growing and most stable countries in Africa. And so on and so forth. We talk about Chile, we talk about Ghana, we talk about all over the world. You pull you bring the intellectuals together. The government should synergize with intellectuals and academics. Recently, when we held, just on the 17th, when we held our conference in Enugu State, we saw some of the intellectuals from the Southeast. They came in from UK, they came in from US, and everybody was amazed that we could not have the governor present. Even when we write to them, come, let us synergize, let us have a cross-fertilization of ideas. We noticed that the governors in the Southeast are even running away. They are trying to avoid the academics and intellectuals. There's nothing we do not have. Name it. We have people who are vast in, experts in cyber security. Name them. We have all in Forum of Southeast academic doctors, but they find it difficult to liaise with us, to synergize with us, because we are here to provide solution. Our interest is for stability in the Southeast, and when we write to all the governors, majority of them do not respond, or at most they will send a representative.
All right.
No, that is not what we want.
All right.
We want to sit down and find solution to this problem.
Dr. Ngolade, you've stressed a lot of angles now concerning the need for the governors of the Southeast region to collaborate with the Forum of Southeast Academic Doctors. Now, while we round this up, and before we even do, would like to say our hearts go out to those families that have lost their loved ones as a result of recent spate of insecurity. What would FOSAD's solution be to the challenge, the security challenge in Anambra State? While we wrap this up, very briefly, please.
Okay. That answer is not a straitjacket answer. We need to bring all the stakeholders together, both the government, the market leaders, the young people. First of all, we bring them together and find a solution to this complex, because it has become hydra-headed, this insecurity problem. But I would also suggest that let's even take it from using the media. The media in Anambra State has not done enough. The government media, when I mean, go into a kind of enlightenment, letting people know, letting the young people know the dangers of joining these kidnapping gangs, the dangers of terrorism, letting them know that terrorism, kidnapping is not a sustainable way of making wealth. The government has not even engaged in that for once. We don't see billboards in Oka, in Ekunobia, in Ihiala, trying to discourage the youth. Rather, what we see is the young rascals who have made money in way you don't know how their means of livelihood. We see them receiving chieftaincy titles. We see them spraying money at events. We see them being hailed by the people in Anambra State. We do that a lot. People, we don't know where they make money from. Once you have money, you become a lord, you become a king. So I will advise, FOSAD is advising the government to start media campaigns, first of all, letting the young people know, and changing the minds of people who have served the government at one time or the other, both at state and federal level,
right,
to understand that all of us have to come together and start this media campaign that, look, don't go into kidnapping, don't go into rituals. I don't understand how you will kill somebody and money will come out. What was that?
All right, thank you so much.
Native doctors.
All right, we're out of time now, Dr. Ngolade, but we definitely hope that this news, this information gets to the ears of the authorities in Anambra State and they start to implement some enlightenment campaigns to nip this in the bud at a very young age for those individuals. But I would also like to put a caveat there. Not all of the young people in Anambra are, doing things through unscrupulous means. Yes, not all of them are rascals, and not all of them are known for some of those activities. But thank you, Dr. Ngolade, for joining us on the show today. We do wish you a pleasurable day ahead.
Oh, thank you very much. Of course, there are exceptions like me.
Yes, all right. Good morning. Good morning to you. And have a good day.
So there are exceptions, yeah.
Thank
you very much. And I want to commend AFIA TV for always giving FOSAD a platform. Thank you, and we're very grateful. All
right, have a good day ahead. Now, when the morning show returns, we're looking at a recent post on X that appears to be going viral concerning Enugu Air, operated by XEJet, and Air Sierra Leone. The program returns in just moments. Stay tuned.